Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Uncut 2.0. We're going to continue our game as Japan, specifically the Empire of Space Japan, as we start out as conventional. Now, before we get into the video today, I do want to explain something that has changed, and that is I've buffed the research speed up to 50%, just because I don't want to be waiting around so long in the early game, but I do want to take some time, of course, so we are obviously buffing that up. So if you're wondering why things are a little faster than they would be with the 20%, that is why. We'll be modifying that probably as the game goes along, and that's the good thing, you can always modify it. The main thing that we're going to be trying to do today, trying to accomplish today, is we're going to try and get a somewhat of a military fleet, as well as start to look to explore out of our solar system, and obviously continue our colonization efforts. We currently have Earth, Mars, Mercury, Europa, and Luna. And we want to be obviously expanding to a lot of these different colonies. And, you know, as we do so, expanding our industry. We're going to need a lot more labs if we're going to get anywhere that we need to actually get to, as our research is still pretty bad in comparison. There's not much we can do right now, though, so we are going to just do 5-day increments and get time going. So nuclear thermal engine did just complete there. We're going to then, I think, I'm going to go for this research. So that's going to make our engines more fuel efficient. I'm also going to go for power modification because I don't like designing military ships with less power mod. Our scientists were killed in an accident. That was not fun. Losing our scientists like that. Let's get that on the way, and then let's get that on the way. We've got a lot of the research on the way as well. I'm just going to try and get some decent propulsion technology. Active grav sensor strength completed. Let's go for fire control speed rating. But yeah, fuel consumption. We've already got the second level of Trans-Newtonian technology engines. And if I remember myself, so we have, yeah, the Issei class works. Yeah, we've got the Issei class, but obviously that's a bit out of date now. I want to also put in an order for some additional shipyards probably coming up here soon. We did complete research into fuel efficiency, which is good to see. We're going to then assign that new. I think for our initial fleet, we're going to go for mainly railguns, as that's usually what works out pretty well. Okay, that's done. So I'm now going to put, I say 5 labs. Yeah, 5 labs. And we're going to put you into... Let's go for capacitor recharge rate, and then we might go for jump point theory afterwards. But I'm going to then put the research into the railgun, and we're going to also grab 10 centimeter railgun right there. We're going to probably go for 12 centimeter railgun, something like that. Okay, that's 10 centimeter done. We're then going to go for 12 centimeter, which is fairly cheap. 15 centimeter is pretty expensive, not really something I want to be looking at. I'm also, what I am going to do is I'm going to go over here, I'm going to turn off the civilian shipping lines being active. The reason for this, of course, is because if we keep them on, they're going to lag eventually, and that will obviously cause us some issues. There we go, we got railgun launch velocity now, and then we'll get the 12 centimeter railguns, which is what we want. We probably want something a little bit better even, but we can go with probably, I would say, a fighter doctrine. We have fighter factories. We have 50 fighter factories, so we can start building out some fighters just fine. We have the capacity available for that, but we are going to need, obviously, power boost, decent levels of power boost. And we are also getting some decent levels of capacitor recharge rate, and then we can actually look at changing that up. And so we're just going to increment along the day, along the year. That is 12 centimeter railguns done. Good. Okay, and now I'm going to put 5 labs into jump point theory. No, we'll go for 1.5x power mod. That's the minimum I would be okay with. We might go some for fast attack crafts. We'll see. I'm going to need to get some spare industry. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a naval shipyard complex on order for 45% production capacity. We've got our railgun also done, so what we are going to do is we're going to be pretty happy with that, and we're going to get the launch velocity of 20,000, which means we'll have a range of 40,000. That's more than enough in my book. So we're going to go for that, and then probably look at fuel harvesting technologies, stuff stuff somewhat akin to that. We're going to go for 55%. No, we're going to go 10% on that. 10%. Up Q. Get that naval shipyard on the way. Inactive research lab. Let's just add that right here. Yeah, add that right here. We're going to get that power mod done somewhat shortly as well. We're going to get both those done. Currently in 2147. And the reason you may ask, why are you building a navy? Why would you care? You know, why would you? Oh my god, there's a lot of people on that planet. The reason that we're going to build a navy is because there are new spoilers, there are new enemies, and they can spawn a lot quicker than you may otherwise realize. So I'm definitely a lot more cautious in 2.0 than I would be in 1.13 or any of the other versions. So you have to consider the new threats, really. Well, now I'm going to just move over these. Let's do this 11 times. Move over some mines. Get mercury mining nice and well. Research facilities finished. Okay, I'm going to then do 80% here. And I'm just going to... Now, let's do 50%. And then I'm going to change this to... Construction factories. We'll do 100 at 20%. No, we'll do 30%. And then I'm going to go naval yard complex. Add another one on there. And then also commercial shipyard complex is something that I want as well. Our industry is actually doing decent. Okay, there's power mods sorted out there for us. So now we're starting research into jump point theory. We'll have launch velocity done here shortly. There's launch velocity done. Let's go into improving into jump point theory. We are going to need a new shipyard, of course. I'm going to continual capacity upgrade this to 7,000 tons because we will need probably a pretty big ship for that. Alright, let's go for a fighter design. So this is going to be our first initial fighter. We're just going to keep it for defense of the inner system. So fairly short range. So we're just going to get rid of the bridge. Our armor's not too great, unfortunately. So yeah, let's... I'm going to take away 5 labs from here. And I'm going to put that into high density uranium armor. Which we should be able to get fairly quickly. I mean, we can have a look at design anyway. Let's select a name. Actually, I'm just going to rename this to the F1, which makes the most sense. We're going to go to reduce out the engineering spaces, all that. We're going to grab ourselves a design tech railgun. We're going to go for a 2-shot, probably. Yeah, 2-shot 12 centimeter railgun, that works pretty well. We could go for 10 centimeter, which has its benefits, but we're going to just go for... we can go for 3-shot, we can go for 2-shot. I kind of want cheapness, actually. And this gives us a rate of fire of 5. It does mean our range is pretty bad, but we can focus mainly on speed. So we're going to go for a design of 10 centimeter there. And we're going to go for... We're going to fit that on. So that's that. We're going to aim for like maybe 400 tons, something like that. So we're going to go for 1.5 power boost. We're then going to go for a 2.5 HS engine. So that would give us... Yeah, like we can go for 2.6. We'll go for a 2.6, which gives us 25. And nuclear thermal, which gives us a speed of 4,545 kilometers per second. This also makes this very, very cheap. If we go for 300 tons, very cheap indeed. Our maximum velocity we can go is 5,000 kilometers per second. The question is, could we reach that? We would need 30 probably. So 1.5. Then we go over here. 3. That gives us 28 tons. So we're trying to get this up here. 160 tons. That adds 30 tons on. I don't think we're going to be able to reach that. So we're just going to go for a beam fire control. We're going to go for a single weapon fire control. We're going to go for a probably a 4x range. No, we can go for like 3x range on that. And then we can go for normal... the tracking speed will have to be 3x. 3.5x. Yeah, let's go for 3.5x, 131 tons. Ooh, that's heavy. That's heavy. That is heavy. I'm not sure that fight is going to be a good idea then with this. We're going to need to get better tracking speed minimum. before we do anything. Better tracking speed, better armor, a few other things before we can really commit to a fighter design. Europa's getting its population sorted out. We have 5 million workers now working on Mercury, and they're mining a lot of resources, which is fantastic news for us. They just finished their cargo movement, which is good. And we're slowly researching. We're getting jump point 3, we're getting uranium armor, transmuting cargo shells, we're getting fire control speed rating. Naval shipyard complex is completed. So we're going to go for add slipway onto here. And then we're going to continue capacity upgrade this to, I would say, let's start with a 5,000 ton design for an initial larger vessel. In terms of, yeah, Europa's getting up there, obviously. But yeah, 1,000 ton ship will probably be a lot easier to build and be a lot more efficient for us. So yeah, we're going to have jump point theory here soon. Then we're going to get gravitational survey sensors. Okay, commercial shipyard finished up. We're going to go for a 50,000 ton yard on that. I'm then going to order another commercial shipyard, I think. Yeah, 50% on that. And then we're also going to put an order for another like 200 mines. We built, though, we're probably not going to be able to build all of those exactly. Slipway was added to Kiko. Let's add slipway. Let's look at like a design like that then. So we could go new design. Fast attack craft. So fast attack craft. We're gonna go for a size 7.5 engine with a 1.5 power boost. How does that stack up? Early on anyway. How does that stack up for us? So that's the engine we're gonna use. We're gonna take the bridge off. Fuel can go off for now as well. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. We'll do show next tech. Oh, it's not liking that. We'll have to wait then, I guess, until we can get, again, the research. We want this, and we want this specifically. We'll have both of those shortly. Jump point theory completed, so we're then going to go into sensor fire control systems. We're going to assign 5 labs for this guy, and we're going to go for gravitational survey sensors, so we can actually find the jump points. We're then going to go over to power and propulsion, and we're going to begin researching jump drive efficiency rating. And that will take quite a bit of time. Some capacity upgrade shipyard there. That's 7,000 tons sorted. They're adding a slipway. They're upgrading 5,000. Yeah, that's what they want to see. Oh, now we're in 2150. We did just finish production of that. Unused capacity. Let's go for 100 construction factories at 20%. And then we'll probably want to start slowing down our production. Yeah, okay. High density uranium we'll have in half a year. Slipway was added. Let's go for 4 slipways. We need to be very, very careful now about our mining situation. We do have plenty of resources in the stockpile, but we're using a lot of production, we're using a lot of capacity, and obviously we need to be aware of that. High density uranium armor researched, which is good news. I'm now going to put the rest into fire control speed rating. Get that sorted out for us. Okay, now we're going to put the rest into gravitational jump drive. We're going to go for jump drives, and we're also going to go for the companion techs, so these two. Okay, we have that sorted, so now we can look at actually designing this then. We can go for, what you call it? Yeah, uranium armor, we can update that armor. So that gate, that saves us like 30 tons. Like, really, really nice. Then we want to go for beam fire controls. We're going to go for a speed of, tracking speed of 3x. Single weapon fire control will probably be the requirement, but we're going to go for 4x on the range. We're then going to go for a railgun. We're going to go for 12 centimeter. 3-shot or 2-shot might be needed. We'll try with the 4-shot for now. That'll take 15 seconds. 4-shot. And beam fire control. Yeah, that's a lot slower than I would want. Ideally speaking. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of that beam fire control. We'll go for engine wise, we need like 100 for 5,000. So can we go for that? Let's go 1.5x. Yeah, we need to spend like half the tonnage for 100. So we're going to prototype that. So I guess it's 5,000 kilometers per second. Nuclear thermal. Take the engine off. Take the new engine on. There we go. We're going to take the current railgun off. And we're going to do beam fire control. Single weapon fire control. We're going to go for a range of 3x. 4x ideally, but we'll see. In terms of speed ratings, we can go for a 3. No, we can go for 2.5x on that. We'll reduce this to 3x. There we go. That saves a lot of tonnage. So yeah, we'll go for beam fire control, and then we're gonna need to design a railgun. We're gonna go for 12 centimeter. We're gonna go for a 3-shot. Go for 2-shot actually. We get the 10-second timer on that, which is nice. 40,000 range. Yeah, it's more than enough for me. Let's go for a 12 centimeter railgun. We'll also need to obviously design some other stuff for it as well. Okay, we'll need a reactor now, but there we go. We got our railgun sorted out. And then we'll go for a power plant. We'll go for a pressurized water reactor, decently slow. We're just prototyping the design so we get an idea. Power plant, there we go. We're going to need some fuel. So that will give us 700 million kilometers, which is not a lot, but that'll protect the inner system. Maintenance life is fine. Deployment time is fine. We'll add in a active sensor, a very, very small active sensor, 0.1 size. Search sensor, prototype that design. Because we also have conventional active sensors, which is really, really cool. But we obviously cannot use those. So active sensor, there we go. So this is the design, 100 BP, 40 crew, basically no armor, but it's pretty fast for this tech level, and we can just keep these around for planetary protection value, which I think probably a lot of. But if we build these in sufficient numbers, they'll be okay. They're going to be designed to swarm an enemy, obviously, if we ever fight that spoiler race that I was talking about. We're going to research, prototype all those. I'm then going to grab 5 labs, go over to power and propulsion. We're going to research this engine, and then we'll do the other engines when we can. Okay, slip ray added. That's more than enough. 4 slip rays is more than enough for what I need there. We're doing construction factories. I don't really want construction factories right now, actually. So let's cancel those. Let's go for commercial shipyard complex. There we go. Jump drive efficiency done. Capacity upgrade for shipyard done. Nuclear thermal engine done. And then we can go for a sensors and fire control there. And also grab the beam fire control as well while we're doing that. And they got gravitational survey sensors, so we're going to go for using those labs now to improve our jump drive efficiency. Not jump drive efficiency, going for max squadron jump time, so we can actually build a jump engine. Can we research beam fire control, which is good news. We're going to need to get the railgun next. So go for the railgun. Did we also get the power plant? We did not, so we're going to go for the power plant as well. And just keep incrementing along. There's the railgun done. Then we're going to get the water reactor. Commercial shipyard complex is done. We can then start building them up. I'm going to just add a slipway for this one. We're going to add a slipway for you. Research. Yeah, we're going to have that pressurized water reactor done here soon, which should mean the design is kosher. Yes, it is. Let's go for select name. We're going to go for Japan. Let's go for Hatsukaze as the name. I think that name works. We're going to go for a retool. Hatsukaze. And we'll actually give them some names. We'll give them some names. So miscellaneous. We'll give them name of snakes. I like the name of snakes. And we'll go for the E Empire of Japan naval ship. EJNS. What do we have for our geological survey vessels again? JSN. Okay, we'll use JSN then. JSN. Japanese Space Navy. Okay, let's do that. And then we're going to go for... Yeah, that's the Taipan. Taipan, King Cobra, Cold Snake, and Pit Viper. We'll have those done on December of this year. And then we can just... We'll get like 10 of them out for initial just safety reasons. We're getting Max Squadron jump size completed up here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these away. I'm going to put these into construction and production. We're going to go for a Saurium Harvester. And then after the Saurium Harvester, we're going to go for a small jump stabilization module. So we will need it. Research into Max Quantum jump size done. Now we're going to do radius. Okay. For Pit Viper, or for the vessels done. Let's order up another 4 of them to be completed. So, Diamondback, Widowmaker, Sidewinder, and Further Lance. And those will be done in May. Jump radius completed. So now we can actually start looking at designing our new geological survey vessel. So this is going to be a science vessel. So we'll go for the designation. Where is it? Science vessel. We'll go for a 7,000-ton vessel. We're going to go for probably 3,000 tons worth of engines. So we can go for 1,250. We'll prototype this. I'm going to give this 80% on the fuel, actually 75%, just so it's a round number. Nuclear thermal engine, we'll prototype that. And then I will add that in, so 1, 2. We'll give it a deployment time of 5 years. We need a jump drive for this. We're going to need a military jump drive. We're going to need one that can support a capacity. Probably we need size 40 for this. No, we can move down to size 35. Yeah, size 35 prototype military jump drive. There we go. We're going to need geological survey sensors. Geological and gravitational. So we're going to go for 2 of those each. We're going to need MSP. We're going to go for, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm also going to add just a maintenance storage bay there for the extra MSP. We've got 1% failure rate. That's more than acceptable for me. Pretty slow ship, but it's going to be... We can't have to cut corners here. So that adds that fuel in. The only issue, obviously, is that... Let's go for 48 months instead. And I need to add in an active... Non-active sensor. I need to add in EM and thermal sensors. So let's prototype EM. Let's prototype a thermal. Just because they're going to be useful if we detect enemy ships. And it might actually save this vessel's life. So definitely something I want to pursue is decent sensors. Not a lot of fuel. Definitely a bit of a pain in that regard. I'm going to take the that one engineering space off, and then I can add in additional fuel storages. 40 billion kilometers is okay for our initial geological survey vessel. Select name. Let's go for the Mikaze. And then let's go for miscellaneous. We're going to go for... We're going to name them after... Let's have a look. What could we name them after? Stars and planets. I like that. And let's go for JSN. Select the random name from theme. And let's look at designing all of those components. So research prototype, research prototype, research prototype, and research prototype. And we're going to need to get the engines first. So let's put the Pan Propulsion Scientist into that. And then let's go for that engine. And then we'll research the rest when we get to it. But yeah, we'll be ready. We'll be ready. Europa's nearly 10 million population, which is good to see. 4 Hatsukes just finished up construction. We are over capacity, so yeah, I'm not sure why we're producing so many mines. Cancel that, and I'm going to produce, let's do 50 maintenance facilities, or 60, that works. Research labs, we need to go for, let's go for 10 more labs at 50%. Let's cancel, why am I building automated mines? That's even worse. Okay, let's start moving over some mines, though, to Mercury again. So mines, Mercury, unload, refuel. Let's repeat that 11 times. Get them moved over. Slipway added at the dockyard, which is good to know. We're going to need a tanker here shortly. We're going to need to also get a sodium harvester. We're going to need to get a tug as well. There's a lot of research we need to do. There's the military jump drive finished up. There's the nuclear thermal engine finished up. Now we just need to do sensors and fire controls. We just need a very, very basic EM and thermal sensor. And then we can start retooling. Cargo fleet done. We complete research into both of those. We can start immediate retooling of the Mayakaze. That'll take till 2154 August. We did just finish up research here, though. Let's put that into sodium harvester, and logistically, let's go for ship tractor beam. We've got a 20-second cargo short guy. Actually, yeah, let's get this guy up. He's got a 3x modifier, which is fan-bloody-tastic. Exactly what you want to be seeing. And yeah, let's just do 5-day increments as we try and get ourselves towards our survey vessels. Or not our survey vessels, our science vessels. Maintenance facility completed, which now means that we have capacity of 75,000 tons, so we don't have an issue there. And we are also producing those 4 more. Let's produce another 4, and then we're done with the Hatsukaze class vessels. We can definitely looking at some other vessels. Mayakaze is completed, so that's our science vessel. Let's order up 2 of those, the Callisto and the Beta Virginis. And those will be done on February 2156. So we'll have to wait for that. We'll probably want an initial 6 of those. Yeah, that's 4 of them done. Europa is also now done in terms of population. Those 4 are completed, which is good to see. Transoceanic cargo shuttles are done. We're going to go for ship tractor beam. I'm interested in those ARC modules, by the way. Definitely something we want to be looking at. Sodium transport. Sodium harvester, I mean. We're going to just keep adding labs into there to get that ship tractor beams dotted. Slipway added. Actually, something that we are going to need for a tug as well, which I'm going to put into research, is we're going to go for engine size increase. We need to be able to build some pretty big engines. Slipway added, which is good news. So we can get that 5,000 ton yard building something when we do want it. How long are we off? Sodium harvester done. Now they're beginning research into small jump point stabilization module. Those will be done on February of 2156. So pretty close. Pretty damn close. There we go. 2. There we go. The Mayakaze, or the Callisto and the Beta Virginis done. And now we're going to order up 2 more of those vessels. So the Chi Orianus and the Proxima Centauri. We've got those 2 vessels now, though, however, and so we're going to detach both of them. And we're going to put them into survey command. So SV01, SV02. Standing orders of survey next 5 systems bodies. Refuel, deployment exceeded. Those are going to be your standard orders. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, we're then going to... the most important thing, we're going to just survey near a survey location. That'll tell us immediately if there was a jump point. We found a jump point. We're going to send the Callisto through, and I think we'll end the episode off there. So Callisto, you have the honors. May you find great treasures for the Japanese Empire. Here we go. Let's go in. Ooh, okay. Binary star system. Elliptical orbit. Elliptical orbit. Very elliptical orbit. What do we have here? Okay, so we have 2 stars. We have a type G and a type K star. G2, G1. Star quite similar to the sun. We have 2 planets. We have a terrestrial planet, which is Venusian, and then a super Jovian. There is a moon with decent accessibility and various nitrogen, oxygen, and atmosphere worlds. Yeah, that is located there. Then we have the second star, which has quite an elliptical orbit, and has a nitrogen, oxygen, atmosphere world with 40% liquid. Decent temperature. Definitely a colonization target. Definitely a terraforming target. Ton of asteroids. perihelion cost and aphelion cost stay about the same. Some of these other worlds they change up on. So we have quite a few planets here. Definitely very, very interesting. You can see, wow, that's Alpha Centauri B2 has quite the ellipse of an orbit. B2 being the second planet with a nitrogen oxygen atmosphere. So at the aphelion and perihelion, it's yeah, we just have to make this atmosphere breathable, and then it's pretty much good. So you just add oxygen, and you pretty much got a planet. But no, B2, it swings around. So right now, it's actually in the, what you call it, the cool part of its orbit. If we have a look at, yeah, B2. B2 is in the cool part of its orbit. It will get hotter. Max surface temperature, 236 degrees Celsius. Minimum, -6 degrees Celsius. So that is a problem because it's going to keep going around and that's going to get it very hot. And wouldn't the liquids melt at that point? Base surface temperature. I guess max surface temperature. But if that hits 236, that liquid's going to, like, not melt, but evaporate is what I meant to say. Definitely very interesting. The system's also 1.5 billion kilometers in diameter. There's a Lagrange point on the first. There's no Lagrange point on the second. Yeah, definitely very interesting indeed. I think it's all going to leave the episode off as we begin our exploration into the universe. Alpha Centauri. Really cool seeing all these elliptical orbits and stuff. And I'm sure if we turned on asteroids, yeah, a lot of asteroids on the second area. So if we wanted to do asteroid mining, we could definitely do something there. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Please like, comment, subscribe. Really does help me out. Thanks to all the members. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.